Good day, classmate. Good day, Ma'am Silos. My name is Renato Teruias, and my topic is Chinese and Chinese Mestizos. In the late 18th and early 19th centuries, deep-seated Spanish suspicion of the Chinese gave way to recognition of their potentially constructive role in economic development. Chinese explosion order issued in 1755 and 1766 were repealed in 1788. Nevertheless, the Chinese remain concentrated in towns around Manila, particularly Binondo and Santa Cruz. In 1839, the government issued a decree granted them freedom of occupation and residence. In the latter half of the 19th century, immigration into the archipelago, largely from the maritime province of Fujian on the southeastern coast of China, increased, and a growing proportion of Chinese settled in outlying areas. In 1849, more than 90% of approximately 6,000 Chinese live in around Manila, whereas in 1886 this proportion decreased to 77% of the 66,000 Chinese in the Philippines at that time. Declining still further in the 1890s, the Chinese presence in the hinterland went hand in hand with the transformation of the insular economy. Spanish policy encouraged immigrants to become agricultural laborers. Some became gardeners, supplying vegetables to the towns, but most shunned the fields and set themselves up as small retailers and moneylenders. The Chinese soon gained a central position in cash crop economy on provincial and local levels. Of equal, if not greater, significance for subsequent political, cultural, and economic developments were the Chinese mestizos. At the beginning of the 19th century, they composed about 5% of the total population of around 2.5 million and were concentrated in the most developed province of Central Luzon and in Manila and its environs. A much smaller number live in the more important towns of Visayas Island, such as Cebu and Iloilo, and Mindanao converts to the Catholicism and speakers of Filipino languages of Spain that was denied the Chinese in the words of historian Edgar Vickberg. They were considered unlike the mixed Chinese of other Southeast Asian countries, not a special kind of local Chinese, but a special kind of Filipino. The 18th century explosion edicts have given the Chinese mestizos the opportunity to enter retailing and the skilled craft occupation formerly dominated by the Chinese. The removal of legal restriction of Chinese economic activity and the competition of the new Chinese immigrants, however, drove a large number of mestizos out of the commercial sectors in mid 19th century. As the result, many Chinese mestizos invested in the land, particularly in central Luzon. The the estates of the religion orders were concentrated in the region, and mestizos become equilinos of these lands, subletting them to cultivators. A portion of the rent was given by the Equilino to the friary state. Like the Chinese, the mestizos were moneylenders and acquired land when debtors defaulted. By, by the late 19th century, promin- prominent mestizos families, despite the inroads of the Chinese, were noted for their wealth and formed the major component of a Filipino elite. As the export economy grew and foreign contract increased, the mestizos and other members of this Filipino elite, known collectively as ilustrados, obtained higher education, in, in some cases abroad. entered professions such as law or medicine and were particularly receptive to the liberal and democratic ideas that were beginning to reach the Philippines despite the effort of generally reactionary and friar dominated Spanish establishment.